Apo's shock troopers raced off in pursuit of the commandos. Not one of Salvo's officers had fired a weapon, but now all of them were regarding Vader with a vigilant uncertainty, their rifles half raised.
"Don't let my weapon fool you,"
Vader told them, as if reading their thoughts.
"I am not a Jedi."
From off the shrine's left, a familiar voice shouted, "But I am!" Bol Chatak had unwound her headcloth, revealing her vestigial horns, and had ignited the lightsaber Shrine thought she'd sense enough to ditch when they were captured. Vader whirled, watching Chatak as she began to stalk him, prisoners and troopers alike giving her wide berth.
"So much the better that one of you survived,"
he said, waving his lightsaber back and forth in front of him.
"The Commandos saved your life, and now you hope to save theirs. Is that it?"
Chatak held her blue blade at shoulder height. "My only intent is to take you out of the hunt." Vader angled his blade to point toward the ground.
"You won't be the first Jedi I've killed."
Fearing that the prisoners would use the distraction to scatter, Salvo's men hurried in to form a cordon around them. Pressed in among everyone, Shrine lost sight of Chatak and Vader, but he could tell from the angry clashes of their blades that the duel was fast and furious. Momentarily immobilized, he allowed himself to be swept up in the surge of the crowd, so that he might be raised up over the heads of those in front of him. For a moment he was. Just long enough to glimpse Chatak, all grace and speed, working her way into her opponent's space. Her moves were broad and circular, and the lightsaber seemed an extension of her. Vader, by contrast, was clumsy, and his strikes were mostly vertical. He was, however, a full head taller than Chatak, and incredibly powerful. At various times, his stances and techniques mimicked those of Ataro and Surisu, but Vader appeared to lack a style of his own, and executed his moves stiffly. With a whirling motion, Chatak got far enough inside Vader's long reach to inflict a forearm wound, but Vader scarcely reacted to the hit, and instead of seeing cauterized flesh, Shrine saw sparks and smoke fountain through Vader's slashed glove. Then he lost sight of them again. Wedged into the crowd, he wondered if he could use the Force to call one of the troopers' blaster rifles into his grip. He looked to the Force for guidance, and the Force restrained him. A pained cry cut through the chaos, and the crowd of prisoners parted just long enough for Shrine to see Chatak down on her knees in front of Vader, her sword arm amputated at the elbow. Vader had simply beaten her into submission, and now, with a flick of his bloodshine blade, he decapitated her. Sorrow lanced Shrine's heart. Unreadable behind his mask, Vader gazed down at Chatak's slack body. The clone troopers relaxed the cordon somewhat, allowing the prisoners to spread out. And the moment they did, Vader began to scan faces in the crowd. There were techniques for concealing one's Force abilities, and Shrine employed them. He also prepared for the possibility that he could be found out. But Vader's black gaze moved right past him. Instead, it appeared to focus on Olee Starstone. Vader took a step in her direction. Now I have no choice, Shrine thought. He was ready to lunge when a shock trooper called to Vader, reporting that the Commandos had been captured. Vader stopped in his tracks, glancing in Starstone's direction before turning to Salvo.
"Commander, see to it that the prisoners are loaded into the transport."
Again, Vader scanned the crowd.
"A less accommodating dungeon awaits them on Aegon 9.